Dr. Jacqueline Bello, Chair of the ACR Commission on Quality and Safety, will now present a Quality and Safety report. Dr. Bello.
Thank you and good morning. And I'd like to begin by thanking all of the chapters who have welcomed me to provide updates on quality and safety as well. And today we're going to look at it from a patient's journey. These are my personal disclosures. I have no financial disclosures, but I will let you know that my husband refers to my neuroradiology directorship as my volunteer job in the Bronx. And today we're going to look at the initiatives of the Commission and the relevance of the Commission, most importantly to our patients, to the healthcare system in terms of the delivery of healthcare and reimbursement, as well as legislative and regulatory bodies. I will also point out our alignment with the ACR strategic plan, programs, and our crosswalking with other ACR commissions. Beginning with the relevance to patients, at each step in their journey through radiology, there is an opportunity for improvement. From the time of ordering an image to performing the image safely and well, interpreting it, making recommendations that are actionable, and then ensuring that information from each patient might translate into knowledge for future patients. I come from a big family. I'm the second oldest of 7 children with 2 living parents. But when I was apprised of my ACR family of committees in the Commission, I had a wow moment. And I'm going to go through some of them quickly with you. Many of you are familiar with accreditation so that we can evaluate practices for trained personnel, image quality, radiation dose, policies and procedures. But we're only one of 4 accrediting agencies. Because I'm a nice person, I'm not going to mention which one doesn't even require images. But we are the gold standard, and we've been doing this since 1987, accrediting just under 40,000 facilities and in 10 modalities. And when each of your modalities is accredited, you qualify as a diagnostic imaging center of excellence. And yes, Dr. McGinty, we're streamlining the process, ditching the disc. And I want to thank you all for understanding the resources that it takes. Because in fact, the college not too long ago decided to allow the streamlining of processes across modalities simultaneously rather than sequentially. And the appropriateness criteria, 185 topics, 914 variants, over 1,600 scenarios. What's important there is the pace at which those numbers change. And I want to give a shout out to the many of you who work on AC panels. We've been doing this since 1993, way before PAMA was even dreamt about. And we are a CMS-approved provider of appropriate use criteria, and we have the mechanism able to deliver this through Care Select. We realize we're not a monopoly, and we got out in front and launched an AUC Navigator website through our own website where we list all the providers and all the AUCs, and it's going live this month. And it's important because of PAMA. You all know that it was passed in 2017. Its implementation will be in 2020. And importantly, as with ICD-10, it can't be delayed forever. Most importantly, it's not prior authorization, and we're taking that message to the AMA next month. But these are the results that can be achieved. A $600,000 saving on inpatient exams. PAMA refers to outpatients, but when one institution said, let's try it on the inpatient side as well, there's $500,000. 17% reduction in low utility ordering and 50% increased efficiency within a single department. A shout out to Baylor, 38% improvement in imaging for low back pain by way of reduction of unnecessary imaging. 63% in terms of reduction of useless imaging for uncomplicated headache, and a 43% improvement in adherence to the Pediatric Emergency Care Applied Research Network guidelines when you're aligned with the criteria. And when it comes to contrast, we've shifted gears. We don't redo the whole thing every too long, but rather we do update of chapters regularly. There's a list of the recently updated chapter, and we now have contrast cards available. This one is for adults, as you'll see. There's a way to customize it with your code blue number for your own institution. This is the flip side of the card, and a pediatric version is being released as well. And it was contrast that afforded me the glamour to my position in this commission. What am I talking about? A Washington Post article 18 months ago talked about Chuck Norris's lawsuit regarding his wife in gadolinium deposition. Actor and martial artist. Well, don't you know the same article goes on to name me, thank you very much, radiologist and chair of the commission, saying that we need to look at risk-benefit ratios. Any of you thinking that the security here is to protect you? Wrong. They're here to keep Chuck away from me. On the topic of incidental findings, we have a wonderful committee that's being chaired by Pari Pandara-Pandey and Jenny Huang. These are the goals they are working toward. They've already come out with white papers. We are now applying the evidence-based approach that we have for AC to these same recommendations that we can make from a united perspective for the same incidental findings. Quality measures, this is a list of what was approved in 2018. Our 2019 are right now before CMS. Peer learning, these two gents, Dr. Kruskal and Dr. Dave Larson, are launching a summit on peer learning planned for early 2020. Dr. Kruskal also has an innovation grant underway. How about our practice parameters and standards? It was this council that drew the attention of our process being in need of improvement. These were the issues you raised, and we've listened, and I want to show you the task force and thank those of you here, I know some of you are, for your hard work and the report that you've given the board to put into process. Staff is working on that now. The 3 R's I'm going to breeze through under my commission. You're all familiar with imaging gently and wisely. You're all familiar with RADs, and they come in with new requests regularly. I'm still waiting for the LMNOP RAD. That's my favorite letter in the alphabet, LMNOP. Registries, we have no fewer than 8 available, and this is the way to take individual outcomes and improve patient outcomes. Finally, a shout out to our Quality and Safety Conference. Last year, thank you both, Dr. Allen and Dreyer, our topic was combined with AI, looking at how we can improve quality by harnessing AI, but as they just pointed out, the flip side, ensuring the quality of AI as well. This year, the conference will be held in October. October 10th will be a day of programming workshops, and the 11th and 12th will have the structure of the usual conference. Our co-chairs this year, Drs. Heilbrunn and Tobin. So save that date. That's what the web page looks like. The program will get there eventually. I'm going to end where I started in terms of relevance to our patients. Each step in their journey presents us with an opportunity to improve their care. Whether it's outcomes, that's better health. Whether it's their experience, that's better care. and paying attention to our processes, high efficiency, high effectiveness, reasonable cost. Better health, better care, lower cost is the triple aim. And thank you to Dr. Derby for having reminded us that our own experience is equally important. It's what the airlines tell us, put on your own mask first. Now we have the quadruple aim, and I encourage us all to continue our work together toward it. I must end by thanking my EVP, Maitre Chatfield, and our entire staff. I would have named them, but I'm already 7 seconds over. Thank you.